All right, Shalom. First off, all praises, admiration, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim Rakah HaKodash, the double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. All right, first off, I want to say Shalom to the ones that push this word out in truth and in sincerity, which are the apostles and elders on down to the brothers. And Shalom to the ones that endured his faith until the very end, until the time of Jacob's troubles, which are again the apostles and elders on down to the brothers and a few sisters. All right, so Shalom. So, I want to do this, like a quick lesson, more so like a response to the brother GMS inspiration and motivation. I like this, brother's videos, right? Pretty much, man, as you can see by his title, Isaiah, the 65th chapter, right? After judgment, it will be all good, right? Because after the things that's going to come to pass, man, it's going to be all good, right? Now, and I'm gonna bring out a scripture that he pulled from the Apocrypha, right? Because what happened throughout all, really all throughout the Bible, right? All throughout the scriptures, we already seen that, through time, Israel always kept going to hell off, right? We always kept going to hell off, serving other gods, serving other deities, right? Trying to worship kings. That's another one, right? Israel kept on trying to serve kings, right? Wanting a king when we were supposed to just serve Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, right? We didn't need no kings, but our people just kept wanting it. Why? Because other nations had kings. They had rulers over them, right? We kept on trying to be like, these other nations, right? The heathens. So this is Second Ezra 15:8, right? Now, real quick, and what happened when we served other gods? We cried unto the Lord, right? We cried unto Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. And what happened? He delivered us out of the captivity, right? And then there was the time in Judges, and if I remember, many other times where the Lord said, "No, I'm not going to deliver you," right? Where we was almost, left in there, right? Because we kept doing the same shit over and over and over again, right? A stiff-necked people. This is Second Ezra's 15:8. It says, "I will hold my tongue no more." There, Salakia. I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Right? That's our people, like to the max, really. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me. Right? So again, the many times that you had the righteous that cried unto Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, and he delivered us. You also had the righteous, even during the times of slavery, we was crying unto Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, right? But look at us today. We're still, through the spirit and power of the Lord, man, we still crying unto them, right? Because this is the worst, right? This is the worst captivity. Why? Look around. All of our people believe in that Jesus Christ or all these other different doctrines and beliefs and religions. But that damn Islam. We knew our heritage back then. But in slavery, man, that was beat out of us. You had different kings or different pharaohs, different rulers, like Alexander, who allowed us, to still keep our practices until Antiochus IV, Epiphanes, came into power, and he didn't allow us to do that. during the times of slavery. We were not allowed to keep our customs, right? As the elder did a video, and a lot of the slaves had Hebrew names. We still had Hebrew names until they beat that out of us as well and gave us all these other names, these slave names that we still have to this day. Our people do not know their heritage. Back then, we still did. We cried out to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Today, we don't. There's only a select few that are, right? The ones that sincerely wake up and understand, right? That comes to the knowledge to know who they are, who their people are, right? To know of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. So it says, behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually, right? So the souls of the just will complain continually. When we do these lessons, these videos, we go out there on the hedges, man, we're crying and complaining continually. You got many people out here, even in the world, who are starting to wake up, that's starting to, have some type of wisdom, right? As I did many videos before I made this point, the Lord is sending the spirit of amplification upon these people, right? The Lord is amplifying spirits. And many brothers, everybody's starting to notice that. If you're dumb, you're getting dumber, right? If you're depressed, you're getting more depressed. If you're angry, you're getting more angry, which that could go in two different ways. You got a unrighteous anger, which is a lot of these people, especially by the way they drive. You got a righteous anger, the ones that, what was that scripture? Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, right? But then you got the ones who had a zeal, and they're starting to get wiser. But then there's also twofold with that as well. You got a righteous zeal and you got an unrighteous zeal. You got the ones who dabble into all these different doctrines and camps and all this other stuff, and they just start bugging the hell out. They don't know what to do with the knowledge. They take it the wrong way. But then you got the righteous zeal, the ones who will actually learn in a modest way, right? In a humble way. And they start looking and studying for themselves. And by the Lord's will, they go to the right, doctrine, wherever the Lord may take them. Those are the ones who complain continually, right? What did the scripture say, man? Set a mark upon the ones that the men that sigh and cry for the abominations that be done in the midst thereof, right? That's that mark of exemption. So that mark of exemption is the ones who complain continually. The ones who constantly wake up, man, they don't want to deal with this place no more. They don't want to deal with this society. They don't want to deal with the people here, right? Because that's a lot of people. That's also even 2/3 who feel that way. But their problem is, where they're wrong at, is that number one, they believe the wrong thing, right? Most of them are stuck in that Christianity. They're not hearkening unto the words of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. They're not seeking the Lord early, right? They believe in that Jesus, that Caesarea Borgia. So this is 1 Samuel 12:10. I believe this is the NIV. I wanted the KJV, but I mean, they all say the same thing. Sometimes it's good to go into other translations as well. I do many videos like that. This is 1 Samuel 12:10. It says, they cried out to the Lord and said, we have sinned. We have forsaken the Lord and served the Baals, right, which is Balaam, that Baal god that many people still worship to this day. In fact, real quick, I did a video on that, I think last year or 2 years ago. It was off of a response, actually. Somebody put it out as a post. A brother put it out as a post. The word Balenciaga in that clothing brand is actually Baal is king in Latin. So many people don't know what the hell Balenciaga actually is. That's what that is. And many people still, to this day, in fact, we knew somebody who openly said that, yeah, they serve Balaam. That's a god that people still actively serve. It says, and the Ashtaroth, right, which is Ashtaroth, it says, but now deliver us from the hands of our enemies, and we will serve you. That is those a prime example of the times that the Israelites, our people, we cried unto the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, and pleaded to be delivered, right, from our enemies. Right? We was kept in captivity under our enemies. You had the times of Exodus where we cried unto the Lord, right? And Moses, that's when he split, the seas, right? So that we can escape. There was too many times throughout the scriptures where we constantly kept going off. You read throughout the Bible, especially in Chronicles. The children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord again, went a whoring. Is that not further proof? And just go outside, look today, hell, even on the internet. Look today and you see that this is the children of Israel. This is the children of the Most High, right? Because we are the only ones who follow these curses. We are the only ones who fit the curses, right? We fit the curses of the past and we fit the curses that were prophesied. By the Lord's will, this lesson is edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakah HaKodash, and Shalom.